morning, everybody. Supposed to say good morning back. Good morning back. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, I'm looking for. There they are. There's Sarah. How are you? And boys, Johnny, Marshall, Cal. Welcome today. It's an exciting day for your family. Okay. Well, you weren't here 20 years ago, were you? No. About 20 years ago, 2008, we drafted your dad, and he led us to an incredible
let's go,
14
man.
years, the best 14 years in the history of our franchise, both on the field and off the field. And then left
Hopefully y'all
and on
can
to
hear me.
CBS and did an incredible job there for 3 years.
Dang.
So he's coming back in a very unique position, a chance to kind of relive history for us for the next 14 years. But Cal has an opinion. Okay. So we're really thrilled. I'm addressing the family, but everybody else here, all of our fans. But we couldn't be happier having Matt back in the position that he is at now, which is the president of football. Basically, that means everything between football and grass he is responsible for. And with his success both on the field and leadership, really throughout the NFL over that period of time, we feel he's a perfect choice. We did go through a pretty rigorous process. We interviewed a total of 5 people, including Matt, some other really good candidates. But we felt for all the reasons that I've expressed previously. So this is the 3rd time I've talked about
Arthur Blank, you knew
dad.
you was gonna hire Matt, man. Come on, man.
Kind of,
Come on, man. You knew you was gonna hire Matt. It was easy. You already been talking to him. Easy work.
situation. Sure. One was when we drafted him in 2008, and Mom and Dad were together then. And I'm talking to the boys again over here. And the second time was when Dad retired as a Falcon, and we were able to sign him to his last contract with us. And the third time was when he was inducted into our Ring of Honor. So Matt Ryan has been an incredibly special player, leader, and couldn't represent our team better, couldn't represent the National Football League better. During this process, I had a chance to chat with Commissioner Roger Goodell and made him aware we're chatting with Matt. And his response was that, you're not going to find anybody better, smarter, more committed, a better you.
Well, Arthur Blank saying that let me know when he told Roger Goodell that, he must have told him that as soon as we either got eliminated from the playoffs or the moment we started going on a losing streak.
Human being, a better leader.
Those rumors start coming out early.
So
that he was talking to Matt.
We're trying to get through this real quickly because we want to turn it over to this guy and give him the chance to answer all your questions and what have you. I do want to thank the members of the search committee.
Mr. Blank got a smart water.
Who included Greg Beatles, our
smart water deal, because he got smart water all up on
son,
here.
Josh Blank sitting over here, who's our vice president of executive strategy. Is that the correct title?
What's good, Six Man? What's good?
And
hey,
Rustin Webster, excuse me, has been with us for
busting down this
39 years.
presser.
Where's Rustin? Is he here?
I'm gonna start doing this a lot more. I'm gonna do this for when we do our
so the 4 of us, including
our
myself,
coach and our
were
GM,
involved in the search for Matt's position. After Matt after we selected him, he signed his contract on Saturday morning. All of the coach interviews have been led by Matt. He's been involved in all of them, and will obviously be involved in all the coach and GM.
I was watching y'all live stream
forward.
just a minute ago before I had hopped on this.
I think anything else, the process of filling out this position, which is new for our club, and head coaches and general managers in the NFL is very much of a gated control process for a lot of reasons. the guy who understands that probably better than anybody else inside of the organization is Greg Beadle.
Hey, Six Man, if he's still in there, let me
Greg's
know
gonna
what
take
you
a couple
think.
of minutes
Do
and
you think
talk
we'll
about
have
the process
Matt Ryan
and
will
talk
have
about
that John
where we are in the
Elway
process
effect?
and talk about what we got to do going forward and what our plans are, and then we'll flip it to Matt to answer questions and go take it from there. But it's a huge day of celebration for Atlanta, for our fans, for football, for the National Football League, I would say, as well as certainly our franchise. And for me, it's an honor and a pleasure, again, to work with Matt in a different capacity, but a critical one.
Let's get Matt that
for
ring.
the next 14 years. So, and maybe beyond that as well. So, Matt, thank you very much for your trust and your commitment
go.
to us and commitment to Atlanta. Sarah, thank you. Thank you, boys, because I know you're definitely a big part of all this. So,
Hey, that
Thank
man
you,
look
boys,
good in that
too.
suit. Yeah, Matt. Yeah, start on him a little
boys
bit.
are-
Yeah, I'm
they're
back,
out of school
bitch.
today.
I'm
right.
back,
So
bitch.
it's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
appreciate
That
it.
man got that Kodak smile. Yeah. We gotta put it. We got.
Well, thank you, Arthur.
Hey, man. We gotta.
Mix and match Domino's
Why do
medium
y'all do
specialty
this?
pizzas for just
Why do y'all do
$9.99
this,
each. Hey,
YouTube?
Fernando.
Why? What is that?
You guys being here and supporting us the way that you do.
Y'all
So
put a
thank you.
commercial right in the middle of a
First
video.
of all, I'm
Who does
very
that?
grateful to Arthur. I'm humbled to continue to serve this team.
I'm glad we
this community
slid.
and city.
We went ahead and moved
I've
him
been
up
with
and
the
got
club for quite a
Rich
while.
McKay up out of there.
A lot of different roles.
Yeah.
Every
I'm
year
glad
I
to
can
see
say,
somebody
it
with some
feels like it's
hair
a different job,
on
different
their
challenges,
head.
different opportunities.
God damn
we're
it.
able to learn from a whole lot of
The other
people.
motherfucker didn't have no
inside and
hair on his
outside
head.
the
That's probably
building,
why he was doing all the
over my
wild
time
shit
here.
he was doing. Because he didn't
I
have no hair to
am,
lose.
Super excited to
This
have Matt
mother
here.
got some hair to lose.
We have stayed in touch.
You already graying.
Known each other
Don't get to losing it.
since
Get the fucking out.
2008.
That's right.
Get on your ass.
And he's
Mr.
one of our
Beatles.
legends, and like everybody that's been here, we try to pull them in as much as possible. And Matt's certainly one of those guys we stayed in touch with for those reasons, for sure.
And not only that, he just
We
knows
both
the
feel
game.
we're going to
like
have a great
that, you
partnership.
dig?
We already do. Great alignment along with Arthur as well. Just the vision for the team, and let Matt cover that, of course. And just cover, as Arthur said, just a little bit of the timeline. He mentioned last week we lined up and interviewed 5 different candidates for the president football role.
They put Matt's interview last on purpose.
Wanted to.
They could have. They was
engage
like, yeah, let me
with Matt,
just
see
let
what
y'all
he had
feel
done.
like y'all got a chance. We gonna put
He's
y'all
a
first,
tenacious
and then we gonna interview the
negotiator.
dude we already know. We
Just
gonna
like he was tenacious on.
we
on
gonna
the field,
hire.
but,
You feel me?
We got everything worked out, and just couldn't be happier to have him here. And then we just threw him right in the fire, starting Saturday. We've had, as you guys have seen, 6 head coach interviews in the last 3 days. It all kind of starts running together for us, but those have just been fantastic.
Saturday,
Matt
Sunday,
Lee
Monday.
has
Yep,
been
that's
wonderful.
3.
Just seeing, the
And he been-
respect.
and
back
then
forth
I've been
from
getting
these
news
coaches and how
Across my
excited coaches
timeline,
are
like late at
to
night,
meet
we
with us and
interviewing
talk about
motherfuckers.
our
That man
team.
hard at
It's
work
been,
already.
super
I
encouraging.
don't want to put expectations on this
We have
team
4,
already, but bruh, I ain't
head
gonna
coach
lie.
interviews that
This
we're-
move
that we're
right here
working on, so
already
you'll
got
hear
me
about those,
excited
over
for
the
the
next few
future
days
of
as
the
we
team,
finish
at
those,
least.
just like we've been
I ain't gonna
confirming
say
them
I
after
want to see who the
they're
coach
done.
is. I want to see.
And we have not
other
had any,
things
we've
first,
not had any GM
but
interviews yet. We're
yes,
working on that process.
I'm very excited
Going
for
through
this.
list, and we'll begin that soon. It'll be like a little bit of a concurrent, 2 concurrent searches going on. Now that we're in, I guess, Matt, your 4th day, we're gonna start adding in some GM things as well. So that's the big picture where
Okay,
we
so
are.
today,
And,
as of
it's been a
today,
great
we'll probably
process.
start
Yeah, so
interviewing
far, great interviews
GMs
so
or
far that we've had.
requesting
So,
interviews for
Matt,
GMs.
turn it over to you, man.
Yeah. Let's hear
Number
you.
one,
Tell us what's
I
up.
want to start by saying thank you to Arthur for this opportunity. I think I'm not sure I should have looked this up before, but we've been busy the last couple days.
Hey man, I ain't gonna lie. I like seeing that. I like seeing it. I like seeing it. Matt Ryan, president of football, Atlanta Falcons. I ain't gonna. I can't
No,
Hey,
I
hey.
am so excited to be back.
And they gave my
part
boy a
of this
close up.
organization.
Yeah. Get a close up of my guy, man. Get a close up of my
Being
guy.
drafted back in 2008, having been to Atlanta twice in my life, once for a recruiting visit to Georgia Tech, and then once playing at Georgia Tech. I didn't know much about the city before I got here. And now here we are, however many years later, and it's home. It really is. The people in this city have made it home. The fans of the Falcons have made it home, and the people of this organization have made it home. And to be able to come back and be a part of it, albeit
Hopefully
in a different way,
everything is
but to be a
good.
part of it
Frame
is
rates,
incredibly exciting
stuff like
for
that
me.
is really dropping. Y'all let me know in the chat.
I said it, in
everything.
kind of some preliminary quotes, but I'm sitting at the same table, but my seat has changed, and in a lot of ways that makes it comfortable. I know Greg, I know Josh, I know Rustin, I know Carl, I know so many folks that are helping us through this process, which has made it easier because signing, my contract on Saturday morning and then being in an interview 2 hours later is not the easiest thing, on the planet. But to have, a previous both professional and personal relationship with the folks that are all a part of this process has been, extremely helpful.
It's been
to
a
the
long,
Falcons fans, my mission
long
since I
time
was
coming,
drafted
but
has never
change
changed.
gon' come.
It is to help this
Yeah.
organization
Watching this make me think
do
about it like
everything
that.
it can
You
to be
feel me?
champions and to win championships.
Yep.
And
So I want you.
there is a sense of unfinished business. Of we were close at times and we had some success here and there, but I truly believe we're going to get there and have full faith in the people that we have in this building and the folks
Matt
that
want to play.
are going to be coming into this building.
I can't lie. Matt looked like Matt trying to keep from putting himself in saying, shit, I'm going to get us there. I'm going to lead us. I'm going to put us on the back. You dig what I'm saying? Matt want to play. Matt still got that fire and desire to play.
To help us get there. To the former players, my former teammates, so many of which have reached out in the last couple of days. I love you guys. I appreciate how excited you guys are. Can't wait to get all of you guys back in the building to bring that energy of former players, the former connection. We've got one here right now, Dave Archer. That kind of stuff means a lot to a building. I know that from sitting in those seats as players, when you see former guys come back and the respect that the guys in our locker room have for that. It's going to be an important part of my time here because you guys have paved the way for the guys that are coming in and a part of it right now. And look forward to that being a strong part of who we are as an organization. And then, finally to my family who's sitting right here. I got, which Arthur mentioned, Marshall, Johnny, Cal, and Sarah, who are all hanging out in the front row. My twins are 7, and they claim to remember me being on the field, but I think it's more just on their iPhone or on my iPhone looking at YouTube or something like that. That has kind of made the memories. But for these guys to grow up around this building with the special people that are in this building and to be a part of it is really exciting for me. Cal, the fact that we have Gatorades here and you can slug them, that's going to be really fun. But to my wife Sarah, I've said this. You guys have heard me talk about Sarah before, but I would not have been the player I was here if not for the support of her. And I certainly wouldn't have been able to do what I've done the last couple of years with CBS and the traveling and all of that if I didn't have incredible support at home and an incredible mother and wife. And she's the reason, she's the reason why I can do this. It's going to require a full commitment and all of my effort, attention, and just all of it, all of everything that I have. And she's the only person I could do this with, and I love you and appreciate that. So couldn't be more excited. Happy to answer questions as we open this up.
Oh, you are. Oh,
Can't
you
wait to
are.
get started
Okay,
here
okay.
today.
I got a question. I know. I get first question. I get first question. Now, Matt. Did you fire that man? Did they let you fire that man, or what? Hold on, Matt. Let me get it to you. Let me get it. Wrong way. Oh, y'all can't see it. Dang. I tried to get him the mic, but answer that for me though. Answer that for me.
All right, you guys can raise your hands for questions.
I want to take 1 second and thank the folks at the CBS, Dave Pearson and the whole crew at CBS that was really very collaborative and cooperative in working with Matt and us and allowing us to, to have this conversation and end up where we are today. So special thanks to our media partner as well.
Bang. Uchi Wally, what's happening?
Matt, congratulations.
Thank you.
Obviously, your football resume, especially here in this building, speaks for itself.
Yeah,
But this is
it
a new
does.
opportunity and challenge for you in a lot of different ways. Why do you believe that this was the right opportunity for you at this time? And simply, why do you think you're going to be good at it?
I think it's the right opportunity. Number one, I think when you look at organizations and you think about places you'd like to be, it comes down to ownership. Bill Cowher, I've sat next to him for the last 3 years, and he would hammer that home all the time. He would joke the 3 most important people in the building are the owner, and the owner. And
Yeah.
So when you get an opportunity with a previous relationship and knowing what Arthur stands for. And what his family stands for, and you respect all of those core values. To me, that's what makes it so exciting in terms of an opportunity. I also think, I really enjoyed every moment of the last 3 years, calling games and being a part of the studio show the last 2 years, the NFL Today. That crew's
They
incredible.
calling games. Is
guys
Matt
are the
watching
best. The
Jujitsu
people behind the
Kaisen?
scenes are unbelievable, and they become your team.
Oh, no.
But it's hard to replicate.
Look like a
having wins and
Gojo
losses,
type
and,
ninja.
and the work that goes
Matt
into
got a
that,
big ass forehead.
and-
I ain't
and-
gonna lie.
And a result,
I'm sorry.
a result
I ain't mean
every
to say.
Sunday.
I ain't mean to point that out, but
And
you
that
do.
was something that I never shied away
Well,
from.
got
as
the
a player.
5 head.
It's something that frankly I missed
Drive-in movie theater
during,
head.
during my time at CBS. So getting back into that, gets me excited. I think, as you mentioned, not having previous experience in a role like this, nobody does. I've been around guys who have been hired as first-time head coaches after being a play caller. And I've been around coaches who have been position coaches and never play callers. And they step into different roles and they adjust. And that's something that, I've done my entire life. Whether that be in football or whether that be transitioning into TV or doing things. I've never been scared of that. I think my working relationship with coaches and with general managers throughout my 14 years here and my 1 in Indy, is different from a lot of players. I think when you are a quarterback of an organization for a long time, the interactions that you have with the head coach and the meetings that you sit in their office and talk about all the different things that are going on with the football team and decisions that need to be made or alterations in a plan or in a season, of maybe changing directions. It's different from other players. So I feel
Somebody getting
I feel
grumpy
really
in there.
well versed in those conversations, and I feel like I've done it with a number of different guys that I have a lot of respect for and seen it from a lot of different angles. And I think the same can be true, on the front office side of it. The longer I was here, the more discussions that were had. It was never I was going to be a part of the decision, but I was asked for my opinion, and I was asked to interact with them. So I think some of those things will inform, what I'm doing now. I've got a lot to learn. There's no doubt about that. But in preparing for this, I
Somebody
talked
in
to a
there
lot of
grumpy.
people
Hey,
from
man,
around
wrap
the
this
league,
shit up. That's what they
who
saying.
have-
Wrap it up.
who have moved
I'm
on
done.
as players. And able to multitask. I can listen to noise in the background and not panic and keep going. No, but I talk to a lot of guys that I know from around the league who have made similar types of transitions, and pick their brain about what that might look like, and what it meant for them, and what were the struggles, what were the pitfalls, what were some of the things that we're
That
on
got
the
a
way
lot of connections
that should
to
be.
people.
And I think some of those
I mean, being a
relationships that I
player,
have
and the guy
from
who
around the
he
league,
is, and
whether
then
it be
going
execs
from
or
player to
coaches,
TV
owners,
to
GMs,
this.
et
I
cetera,
mean,
I'm going to lean on.
he's been
those.
around the league for a
And,
minute,
I
man.
feel
He
like
knows the game
I've
too.
got really strong relationships.
I don't think it's
both
going to take
inside
long
and
for
outside
Matt
the
to learn the
building,
little
that are gonna
nuances
help
and
me
stuff. I
also.
feel like to learn the tricks of the trade,
Mark, do you let
I
Mark
think that'll be.
You mentioned that, you got
That'll
this new
take the
position
longest.
and then you were in interviews. I'm curious, how will you evaluate a head coach differently than maybe some other front office execs around the league?
Well,
That's a
I can't
good
speak
question.
for how other people do it, or what their process is or is not. I know there are certain things from my perspective as a player that you look for, character.
So make sure y'all pay attention to what he says, and then look at the coaches. Cross-reference this with the coaches we have already interviewed or going to interview, and see if they check off what he's talking about. And the more boxes that those coaches check off, that's probably the more so was high on the list right there.
Being one of those. I think emotional stability. It's hard. It's a really difficult job to do, and there's lots of highs and lows, and some of the best guys that I was around in those positions were very stable emotionally, and that's certainly one thing I'll be looking for. And I think there's got to be a level of presence that you have to have, as a coach, and the ability to command respect of your players. It doesn't mean you've got to be the most vocal or the best interview or the best in a press conference. It just means you've got to be able to connect with the players that you have. And so, I view it from the lens of what I always wanted and what I needed from coaches, and some of the best that I
That's
was
great.
around. And I think you take all of those. I see Buck sitting here. He knows it, right? Like, you learn a little bit from each of the coaches that you're around at different stops, and you pull some of those things and you say, oh man, I'm looking for somebody that has some of those qualities and some of these qualities and some of those qualities. And I think that informs my ability to listen and to evaluate different coaches that we have the opportunity to talk to.
Front right, Mark.
D-Led, I've been waiting for this one.
All right, my man.
Lots of these.
Lots of them before. Hey, just want to know, Matt, what are you
Man, I don't want to know. You still wiping your ass with that $100 million that you got from us? Matt, yeah. D-Led, shut your ass
looking
up.
for in terms of fit and clarity of vision in terms of the head coach and general manager, make sure that they are, have the same clarity of vision.
Well, you
that
ain't even
Mr.
got your
Blank
question
alluded
together,
to
right?
Yeah.
That was needed to move forward here.
Yeah, I think you're working. You're looking for two people that, don't see the game polar opposite. I think it's difficult if you've got, just a different view on how to best move forward. So we're looking for, people that are aligned in that vision. We're looking for people that work well together, and that doesn't mean, best friends. You've got to have a professional and really strong working relationship. And sometimes that comes with.
Hey, just said best friends. So that mean, hey, all that buddy shit, y'all ain't gotta be best friends. Y'all motherfuckers just gotta respect each other and get the job done. I like that. That's what that mean. That's what that mean. I'm putting it in black language. Make sure y'all get y'all shit together and get this job did, bruh. I'm not coming here playing. I don't care about all that side talking, buddy. How? Hey, no, I don't care about none of that. Get y'all shit together. Get your
Seeing things a
McFoley
little
right.
bit differently.
Sorry for
But the
cussing.
best of the
But I
best
had to let
find
that
ways
one fly.
to get to common ground. And I think as we go through both of these searches, both the head coach and the GM, as we're going along that lane at the same time, that's what we're looking for. We're looking to find two people that we feel like are excellent in their role and what they're asked to do, but also, can provide a really strong working relationship together.
Matt, can you sort of, and Arthur as well, talk through the sort of ranking structure and decision-making process as you go through this? I mean, is this a case where you'll have the final say on GM and coach and draft and things of that nature? What's the sort of expanse of your authority, so to speak?
Yeah, I think
that's a great question.
I think Arthur has been really clear to me with what that structure is going to look like. And
the real question, what he want to know. Hey, man, this the question he want to know. Can you fire a motherfucker? Can you fire somebody? That's all we really want to know. Do you got the permission to fire somebody? Because it was some last year. It was some McFoley's last year with a lot of dude love that I was not liking that needed to go. They gone now, but they needed to go earlier. You have permission to fire somebody. That's what he want to know. Well, that's what we all want to know.
Arthur's football team is his football team, but I understand the task that has been laid at my hands. That is to lead this process along with, the guys that and women that are along for that. But ultimately, we're going to come together. We're going to work collaboratively, and we'll make a recommendation to Mr. Blank of what we think. But I'm comfortable with that.
I think one of the things that's important to stress, which would be important for, all the
What if we've misunderstood love? What if it's more than kindness? What if it's courage?
desire to do their job. I mean, the coach will pick the coaches, position coaches, coordinators, et cetera, GMs will, style out their whole organization, helping through draft and free agency, et cetera. So, I mean, Matt will be involved in that, but Matt did not sign up to do their job. He signed up to get the best people for them to do their job with his support, his wisdom, and his guidance based on his experience.
So Matt ain't here to do motherfuckers' job. Matt here to make sure you do y'all goddamn job.
I guess for any one of you guys, and congrats Matt on the new position. The interviews for president of football that were already conducted, those candidates, will they also be candidates for the GM role as well?
Mark, so we're going through that process right now to determine, and Matt can jump in on. There's several people that we're interested in, so some of those folks may be part of the next process that we go through. We haven't.
I want to know if Matt gonna let something slip. Like, oh, can we talk to such and such? I don't think he'll do that. I think Matt more professional. Look, Matt can be quiet. Hey,
Arthur
I ain't got nothing to say.
Talked about this last week that you guys, Arthur,
Can
mentioned
it
a collective type of decision-making type of process, but he said that somebody's got to make the final decision. So when it comes to football decisions, I'm talking to Matt.
Yeah.
Will you make the final decision?
What is the final
whether
decision,
it's big
my
or
nigga?
small? And then the second question would be, when it comes to general manager, what's going to be the difference between what you do and what the general manager does?
Okay, so that's a loaded question because it's very open-ended on final decision. Final decision on what? That is the question. Yeah, there's a lot that goes with that. So the final decision that head coaches have are going to be the final decisions of the head coach. The final decisions that general managers have are going to be the final decision of our general manager. As I look at it right now, the final decision that I'm going to have to make in this immediate process with kind of Arthur's approval is who we hire for those two positions. But we are empowering them to go out there and do their job.
Like
and
you
I've
said,
expressed that
he's
in our
not here to
interviews,
do
I think,
their
as well
job.
with the head
He's
coaches
here
that
to
we've
make
had.
sure
I'm not
they're
trying to call
doing their
plays. I'm
job.
not trying to run your offense. I'm not trying to pull Philip Rivers and come back and play. I'm not doing any of that. I think most importantly, I'm trying to get the right person.
I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't
in
be
both
mad
of
if he
those
did.
positions.
Shit,
And I'm
it
trying
ain't
to
worse
support
than what we
in
see.
any way that I can. I know the
Kirk
stressors
Cousins.
that are put on, a head coach and a general manager, and the number of different directions that they're pulled. I view my job as taking some of those things off their plate. in terms of the responsibilities and allowing them to focus on their superpower, which is coaching the football team and acquiring and scouting and looking for the best players we can find.
What about the difference between you and the general manager?
Yeah, the difference is I'm not doing the scouting. I'm not, running those meetings. Our general manager will do that. The general manager role is going to be exactly the same as what it's been here before, and that's something we've made clear to everybody on the coaching side that we've met with up until this point, and we'll make clear, through that process to the general managers that we're going to look at in that process as well.
Terrence, anybody in either of those positions, I mean, they're not going to want to compromise the best people, which is the only people we're talking to. They will have no interest in compromising their job and be less of who they could be and should be in their role. And Matt has no desire to maximize his role with them or to overstep his role. His job is going to be primarily to make sure we hire the very best coach and coaching staff that we can, the very best general manager and the staff that he or she will be producing, and make sure
He or
gives
she.
them,
So I wonder, is we going to be
kind of
interviewing any
leadership
women?
that we provide throughout
He's
all
saying
of
he
those.
or she in the
Everything
staff room,
in
unless
all
we're
of our
talking about
businesses,
just
including the Falcons,
overall.
starts with an inverted pyramid with the people we serve on top, which is our fans, and it goes down. I'm at the very lowest bottom. Here is a servant leader to support the whole system. And Matt, in terms of football, will be in that role as well. I mean, he'll be the servant leader, providing leadership, support, wisdom, guidance, enthusiasm, everything that's needed. But, encourage people. They got to do their own jobs. That's our job, is to hold people accountable as coaches and general managers and obviously as players as well.
Okay.
Awesome, followed by Justin.
Matt, I know this is a new position, but when did something like this come on your radar? Like, did you ever see yourself being in a front office role? And once you do hire a head coach or a GM, what is your job after that?
So the first part of your question, I didn't. I was really happy, with what I was doing at that time with CBS, and excited
I said
about
TBS,
that opportunity.
CBS.
And I want to make it clear, like, this is the only place I would do it, and I feel really connected to this organization, and have my entire life, or adult life. So from that standpoint, I would say no. But what does my job look like after? That's a great question. As we've done these interviews, I've been thinking about that myself, because we're diving into these things, and I'm like, okay, we got work to do, and this is busy and it's intense. But I do think it comes down to where can I support, depending on who,
I think
who it is at the head coach
he can sit in the
position,
background
or
and
who it is at the general manager
learn some
position.
things.
In what ways can I help? And that's really how I view it. Everybody has different personality types. Everybody has different strengths and different weaknesses. I think one of the areas I can provide support to people who are coming in that are new is the relationships that I have here that are previously established, and helping grow those relationships as quickly as possible, because that's one of the things I believe in. The separation in this league happens.
You definitely
from
have some
people
time to
in
help the
building.
quarterback
And
situation.
the faster everybody gets on the same page, and the faster we get to know each other, and the faster we create, really strong working relationships, the better our chances of being successful on the field are. So, from my opinion, that's one of the biggest roles and responsibilities post-hires.
Okay.
Justin, followed by Joe, and then Josh.
Hey, Matt. Congratulations, first of all. You've prepared game plans and prepared for broadcasts over the past years. In the here and now, you're in these coach and GM interviews. How did you get ready for those? How did you decide what questions to ask? And ultimately, how will you decide how you'll make those big decisions?
I did a lot of game plans, a lot of prep for TV. I also learned in both of those, you got to be able to adjust, and you got to be able to adapt and get with things, quickly. So it's a little bit of feeling out. I think in that first, couple minutes of the first interview that we did, it's a little bit of feeling out. But Greg and Rustin and Josh, I think were incredibly helpful of printing out a format for me and saying, you know, we're going to work through this format and we can make adjustments as we go. But I feel like the process and what they had laid out from the start was incredibly helpful.
I do like the selection of coaches
the
that
good
we
part is
have
you're talking
already
about right? And
picked
talking
and
about
whatnot.
things that, you know, I've spent my entire life doing and being around. And I think from that standpoint, you know, once you get into a lot of these conversations, that becomes very comfortable for me in an area that I really enjoy and lean into. And so at the end of the day, you know, that's what we're trying to find out, right? How you feel about football, what kind of leadership you're going to provide. Those are things that, you know, I feel like I have a really, you know, strong wealth of knowledge on.
Matt, Joe Patrick here, 99 The Game. You mentioned that you were able to pick the brains of some of these former legendary players, frankly, who were able to rejoin their organizations in similar kinds of roles. Would you be willing to share any of those names of people you talked to? Would you liken your role to any of them, in particular the most, and any kind of imparting knowledge that they were able to share that stuck with you to this point?
I'm not gonna share names, but I think the overarching theme from former players that I've talked to is, and I talked about this on our show.
I like that Matt know how to be quiet, but I ain't no snitch,
you know,
man.
and
Can't get my
it's not
sources,
easy,
man.
You know,
You feel
part
me?
of your life, especially when you've done it, you know, for such a long time, and there is this sense of, you know, you miss some of that being around, you know, the team or the locker room, but you miss the competitiveness, the result, the nature of being prepared and doing everything you can and then laying it all on the line and having that. There's a level of missing that, and I think that's, you know, one of the things that guys that I spoke to about is it's different than playing. You know, that's what they say, but it does get your juices flowing. And that is one of the things that, you know, I'm excited about.
I should have grabbed my
You know,
skills over there,
I also
man.
think it's just, you take that part out of it, the teamwork, being a part of something bigger than yourself, having no agenda, like zero agenda, and just wanting the best for this place is something that, you know, I think is really valuable. And that was something that
You
those
can see
guys
the
talked
fire
about
and passion in Matt's eyes. I think he's gonna be a real great president
Yeah.
of football's operation.
Josh, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Congrats.
POF.
You mentioned looking for ways you can help. It feels like you've got some expertise on the quarterback position. I'm wondering what you think about this team's quarterback positioning, how you will try to help Michael Penix, and will you be involved in, you know, the decision making at that position?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not hired to come in and be the quarterback coach, but, you know, I love Mike and have gotten to know him through the last couple of years here in Atlanta. So anything he needs from me, I'm a part of this organization and happy to help in any way that I can. But I'm not a coach. I'm not going to be that head coach or quarterback coach. If asked and if the relationship, you know, with that department is right, happy to help in any way that I can. But, you know, we want what's best for our players. I think everybody in this building, you know, my view of it is that everybody here is in some way, shape, or form supporting the players that are on the field. And that's all of our responsibilities. And so it's working together to figure out, you know, the right plan for Mike and his rehab. And that's, you know, going to be our training rooms job and our doctors' jobs and sports science and in the weight room. Everybody's responsibility to make sure that is going as planned. And that's really as simple as it gets. One of the things I learned as a player is it's, you know, what's in front of you. And the next thing in front of Mike is the rehab process. And, you know, he's already at it. I was in here yesterday morning and walking around, grabbing breakfast, walking back up to hop into a meeting, and he was in there, you know, getting after his rehab. So he's in a good mental space right there and you know, is doing exactly what he should be doing right now.
Go to Michael Cunningham, followed by Tori.
Hi, Matt. Congratulations. Welcome back.
Thank you.
From the interviews that y'all have done, it seems like you're focused on the coach first instead of the GM. What's the thinking behind that? Is it just the timing of the whole situation?
I think it's the timing. I think we're focused on both.
Yeah, because
and
Kubiak
concurrently, I
got
think
playoffs right now.
I think
and then
Greg can speak to
Harbaugh
this
wasn't
too,
gonna
but
start
the
interviewing
way the
until this
rules
week.
are set up, getting in front of the coaching in our situation probably makes a little bit more sense for the first 3 days. Like we're 3 days into this process, or I guess today is the 4th, but 3 days into it. These will run as concurrently as possible together. But Greg can speak more to the schedule. I have to be honest with you. It's been great to have compliance and help in there with all of the rules and what we can and cannot do and when we've got to do it, because there's a lot, and admittedly not an expert in that space, but that part, Greg can hit on a little bit better than I.
Maybe all I'd add, Mike,
He already
is
acting
just
like
there are
president for
specific
delegating
windows
this.
where we can talk to coaches
Hey man, he gonna be all right.
that are in the playoffs.
We gonna be all right.
Coaches
He
that
gonna
have
be
been
all right.
by. There's specific days we can talk to them and not others. So it's just more restrictive right now. When we talk to coaches, the GM's a little bit more open. And so, like Matt said, it'll be concurrent, but we've had to jump on head coach because of timing and league protocol.
Michael, let me add, is that I think, and I think Matt alluded to it earlier, it's important we land both of these planes about at the same time, because there has to be collaboration between these two individuals. So which one goes exactly first doesn't make a whole lot of difference. They've got to take turns, getting on the deck, if you will, but we want to make sure that vision-wise, compatibility-wise, mentally, and all the issues, they got to work together, that they see the vision of football the same way, and they want to work together in a way that's respectful, doesn't mean always agree. So you want to kind of make those decisions.
And when he's
that are
talking, when
fully
him
connected.
talking like this,
The worst thing you can
that makes me feel like John Harbaugh has to be number one, because it's like he's available right now, and you can get a GM with him right now, and y'all can get them together and get them going at the same time right now, already planning the vision out for this team. So, therefore, that's what I'm thinking. The second option, I think, behind that is Clint Kubiak, but like I said, it's like, dang, you gotta wait until the Seahawks season is over, and then not only that, you kind of want to hire them at the same time. You can't really talk and connect with Kubiak on a GM and stuff, because he's still prepping and stuff for playoffs and whatnot.
have in the NFL, or probably in any organization, is have a general manager and a head coach that see their roles the right way, the same way, and are trying to, make decisions based on a different set of standards. So we're very sensitive to that. And that goes both ways. Head coach.
Matt, hi. So in your introductory, you said that there was a sense of unfinished business that you still felt. I'm curious if you could put words to how that manifests for you in your drive to do what you're wanting to
Look,
do.
Mr. Blank said,
here
man,
and for Mr.
he
Blank
looked
and
off like, I know you ain't gonna ask about
how
this
did
28-3
that
shit.
come across
right
in his
I do not want to
interviews,
hear
and
that.
did that come across in his interview?
Well, it's helping us win, and winning the right way with the right people. My role and my responsibility in that is different than it was during my time here before. But I've always been a part of team sports, and I wasn't always the quarterback, right? Like growing up playing basketball or playing baseball, I played different positions, and at different times, different positions, sometimes you're the assist guy, sometimes, you're the backup or whatever. So, I played sports my entire life. I've been around it my entire life, and I love being in different parts and have different responsibilities. So my responsibilities and my impact are different than they were as a player, but there's nothing better than being a part of it in the locker room after a win, and that feeling that you get of knowing it took everybody in this building. Everybody's role in this building is huge. Everybody's role is huge. And so I always felt like as a player, we celebrated it all together. and we were appreciative of everybody's efforts because it takes everyone to win. And my role's different, my responsibilities are different, but we're here to win.
Yeah, let me just reinforce that. I mean, we do, as a franchise, we do a whole variety of things to be successful. Connect with players, connect with the community, give back, I mean, a whole variety of things. This role and this responsibility is primarily involved with one thing, winning football games. We have to win football games. That's our role, that's Matt's major job, does it, with his own capacities and depending on leading on others, et cetera, but it's about winning games. And that's what our focus
Basically, they seem like that question kind of wanted to know, like,
it'll be consistent.
Are you going to bring that fire or that fire and desire from when you were playing to?
At Cox,
Hopefully,
we're
I
always
think
a
that's
step ahead. Like how the price of your plan won't go up for 3 years.
In the playoffs.
Yeah, specifically Bill Cowher. Yeah, yes.
Can you just talk about the talent that you saw as an analyst on this team now and what you've heard from coach candidates about their opinion about this talent on this team?
Well, I won't speak to what any of the coaches have talked about in our interviews, but I believe there's a lot. There's a lot of young, talented players on the defensive side of the ball. We've got some offensive linemen who are really, really solid, some of which I played with, which is kind of crazy, but really cool.
He talking about Jake. He talking about Jake
and what he can do as a player. We've got some talented pieces on the outside.
I think he did.
There's a lot of good pieces that are here, but I also recognize it's hard. I mean, it's difficult to win in this league, and it takes. It takes.
But I think he was mainly talking about Jake.
It takes everyone. It takes everybody coming together and pulling their weight and
Gary.
So I'm excited about what's here. I think there are a lot of strong pieces and certainly confident in the players that we have in our building.
Matt, I will also welcome you, but I actually want to ask the question of the gentleman to your left.
Perfect.
Greg, you also have ascended to a pretty important position. You've been here a long time. I hope you could comment on your time here and your kind of the fulfillment of your aspirations and what they're
I would tell if I was Matt, I'd be like, hey Mo, is this a Greg Beals interview or is this a Matt Ryan interview?
Yeah, thanks Ken. And like I said at the beginning, I just finished up my 31st season with the organization. And,
hey man.
Started out.
Well done,
thank you.
Hey, nah, that's a real clap. For real, bro. 31. You had a job for 31 years.
As an intern back
been
in
on the job for a long
and,
time.
Was blessed to be able to stick around after that. Helped to sell the franchise to Arthur in 2001, and 2002 was his first season. And like I said before, after that, Arthur's a builder, and we haven't stopped since then. And I really do mean what I say before. Just every single year has been different. Been able to learn a lot of different things along the way. On the business side, helping dream about Mercedes-Benz Stadium and what that turned into and everything that went into that. But just primarily helping Arthur and everybody else here build a sustainable organization, a thriving organization, so that we can invest back into the football team. That's why we exist, is to win championships. Arthur said that in his first press conference. His vision is to win championships on and off the field. So I have more touch on off the field things, and I think we've built a great team here. We have some just wonderful people, and now be excited about helping Matt on the field, supporting him and the guys, just everything they need to win.
Yeah, let me give Greg a shout out here too beforehand. So I mean, obviously I've known Greg since I got drafted here in 2008, and it's a different relationship, as a player. But like always really liked Greg and relationship with him. But yeah, exactly. But didn't I wouldn't say like we weren't hanging out every day. And but since I retired, getting to know Greg and Arthur in a different way, I think that happens when you finish up as a player. your relationships change and you get to know them, you know, on a little bit different level. I had a ton of professional respect, you know, from the outside looking in. The last 3 days, this guy's an ass kicker.
Yeah.
He is really, really good at what he does. And I have walked away very, very impressed with his level of organization, detail, you know, just wisdom.
But I mean, he should have been in that position then.
I'm extremely
Instead
lucky
of somebody
to be
else.
partnered with him and to be sitting next to him because
That's what that
Greg
tells me.
is
'Cause I ain't never
fantastic
heard
human
Mr. Blank
being,
talk about Rich McKay like this.
but an excellent representation of this organization, and I love him. So appreciate Greg for everything he's done throughout the years, but everything he's done in the last 3 days as well.
We'll go to Sam Crenshaw, and Gabe.
Hey, Matt, congratulations. Welcome back. And on behalf of everyone at CBS Atlanta, we congratulate you. We also work, because now we can't run those promos you
I
done
know.
for us.
That promo was solid, though, wasn't it?
Yeah. I was here in 2008 when you came aboard. What would the 2026 Matt Ryan say to that guy, if you could, about what this place would come to mean to you?
Wow. Man, how lucky you are. How lucky you are to about to be starting this ride. And to go back and to be able to do that again, I'd sign up for it in a heartbeat, knowing all of it. You know, just incredibly special place. You know, got to fulfill a lifelong dream of playing in the NFL, but got to do it, in my opinion, in the best organization in the league, and to play for the best owner in the league. And
Yes,
to
sir.
me, enjoy that. You know, that's what I tell myself, you know, at that time. And then, you know, hey, 20 years from now, you might be doing something different that's pretty cool too. So enjoy that.
Hey, Ken, I would add to your question before. I'm not going to add anything on to Greg because there's no better words that have already been expressed. I feel the same enthusiasm for him and love for him and his family and everything he's done for us before I bought the team and obviously since. And he'll be working very closely in support of Matt and the whole building in any variety of different ways. Also kind of would like to take a parental point and acknowledge my son Josh, who's since he's been back from the NFL, he worked for the NFL for 5 years after playing soccer and captaining at Elon. He's had a great 5 years at the NFL, but he's brought back a tremendous amount of knowledge, wisdom of the league, growth, maturity, and perspective. That's been, you know, very evident to me since he's been back, but particularly on the search committee, on the candidates, on the 5 candidates that we interviewed for the role that Matt has. So call out to the young man over there with the curly hair. So.
Gabe, middle.
Matt, you touched on it a little bit, but you know, what are the most important qualities in a coach aside from just pulling on the same rope? And on that end, it's been an NFL trend to hire these young offensive, you know, play callers. Is that kind of a natural, is that a natural preference, just given your kind of history and background?
No, I think we're looking for the best coach, you know, whatever that may look like. You know, Kirby Smart down the road, he's a defensive guy. He does pretty good from the defensive side. You know, so I think you look at, you know, who is the best person to get the most out of your football team and to provide ways to win games. I've seen it work in lots of different ways. Probably influenced by Bill Cowher, you know, the last 3 years of him sitting there telling me defense still matters, you know, and I think you're looking for the best football coach, whether it be offense, defense, whatever. You're just looking for the right person in that spot. But I do think, you know, like I mentioned a little bit before, you're looking for people that connect with players, understand how to push players and get the best out of players. But also, you know, are there for them, you know, in other ways to support. I think you're looking for people who can build great staffs, and you know, you don't do it by yourself as a head coach. You do it with the people, you know, that are around you as well. And football, you know, more so than any other sport, it requires a team, whether that's a team of coaches, support staff, front office, scouting. You know, it's all about the team. So you're looking for people, you know, somebody who can bring people together. Not only the players, but the building, the staff. Like, that stuff matters, in my opinion.
Yeah, the other part of that matters a great deal is bringing them all together, having a common vision, whether you're talking about on the coaching side or the GM side, et cetera, or players. But it's also, after you've laid all that out, holding those individuals fully accountable for their work. So we want to be sure that we have a head coach and a GM, for that matter, and Matt, who are prepared to do that. It's relatively, I wouldn't say easy. It's easier to lay out visions, to everybody, you know, salute the same flag, et cetera. But in the battle that takes place to win games and to win championships, you're going to have some people that, you know, not making it. Now, you may have an opportunity to supplement, train, move them, et cetera, if it makes sense. But if it doesn't make sense, you also have the responsibility to the vision, the organization, to our fans, to the system, forget about to me, but to the franchise, to hold people fully accountable for their work. And if necessary, then you have to make a move and move on.
Go back, right? Home team.
Home team, Brandon Leak, Sports Radio 680 The Fan. Matt, congratulations. Good luck to you. Your thoughts on what the culture of the Atlanta Falcons has been and was when you were playing, and now that you command a tremendous amount of power, what you want it to be with your coaches and your GM moving forward. And then the second part, you talked about unfinished business for both you and Mr. Blank. How gratifying would it be? I mean, you guys work hard, you have a lot of work to do, but how gratifying would it be if you two could win a championship now with your capacity as president of football now?
I think it'd be pretty gratifying. You know, I think everybody sets out with that expectation. If you're in this, that is the goal, and that's the North Star of where you want to head. But the trick is how you get there. And you said it, culture. You know, it's really, to me, it's what Arthur was talking about. You know, the best cultures are the ones that, you know, are a shared vision of the group. And it's a group that, when the vision is not correct, they get it correct fast. And they hold you know, each other accountable to getting it corrected and heading in the right direction. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for a group, you know, of people, and a lot of that is here. You know, like, that is one of the things I know, you know, of having been here. We've got people who are excellent at what they do and are rowing in the right direction. We just need a little bit more, and that's what we're going to get after, and try and find the right leadership to steward that. So,
all right,
it's a
my
culture of
people.
accountability,
My bad,
for
Mom's
sure.
called.
It's a
You know, I
culture of
gotta
energy,
talk to you, Moms.
and
Gotta
passion.
talk to the peeps.
And it's
My
a
bad.
culture of
I've been listening,
people
though.
who love playing, you know, who love football. And I find, you know, in my experience as a player, I could get along with a lot of different personalities, so long as you love playing. And if you loved it, we're going to be just fine.
The other thing I would add to that is that you certainly want a head coach or any leader in an organization who not only holds, in this case, players responsible, but holds the coaches responsible also. So it's not just, you know, the players, you know, whatever it may be, but
You heard that, right? He said not only hold the players responsible, the coaches responsible. We had a lot of that last year. Coaching, the head coach now holding his offensive coordinator, his, at times, sometimes his defensive coordinator. But his damn show, his special teams coordinator, not holding them accountable. But you fire a wide receiver coach, and then still your wide receiver crew still look piss poor. Come on, man. Bunch of bullshit.
you know, your own staff. And it really, in my view, from a head coach standpoint, has to start with that. You have to show players that you're holding yourself and your coaching staff fully responsible as you hold them responsible as well and fully accountable.
Look, Matt, like, yeah, goddamn right. Yeah, goddamn right. He keep leading up a lot. Yeah, goddamn right. Yeah.
Authority, but hopefully it doesn't turn into power. It's, you know, a matter of how do you use that authority and communicate effectively and get the results you're looking for.
Picture on your left.
Hey, Matt, congratulations. You touched on it a little earlier, but you have the family in the front row. Just how important is it for you to come into this position, come back to this building, and be in this, you know, competitive position when now your kids are a little older to see dad and just, you know, be in this role?
They're all laughing at me, so. No, I mean, it is. You know, I've said it before. I think little boys see better than they hear, you know, and you've got to show them. And so, you know, and show them the example of what you want. That's one thing professionally. It's also as a husband, as a father. You want to create a great example for them. So I try and do that in every part of my life.
Got time for one more. Taryn?
Arthur, my question is for you. Beatles has been with this team for more than 3 decades now. How do you see him continuously grow year over year, regardless of what role he's in?
The question is for me? I'm sorry.
Mr. Black.
Well, I think, you know,
Hey,
Greg,
that's how you know Mr. Black like shit. You ain't supposed to be talking to me.
He's always learning. He's always listening.
He's
He's always responding.
Yeah. So this
You know,
was the
he's
last
heavily
question. I
involved
think
in
they
our
about to
stadium.
end
He's
it.
heavily involved in our involvement in the community. He's heavily involved in the atmosphere, the culture we have in the building, and in every way supporting our coaches and general managers and, you know, all the staff that's here. There's continued ways to grow into that. I mean, part of his success is measured not by those things only, but by, are we winning? Are we doing the right things to support the whole organization so the whole organization is moving forward? A lot of Matt's success will be dependent not only on the things he has direct responsibility for, but other parts of the building that'll impact the players, the coaches, general manager, and the staff, and Matt. So we want to make sure we have that, just like we want that collaboration between the head coach and general manager, we want that collaboration between Greg Beatles and Matt Ryan as well. So he's done an incredible job for us for a very long period of time, and I couldn't be prouder of Greg and the opportunities that he's developed and created and fulfilled for us and his current leadership.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you, guys.
And that is it. That is it, man. The presser, man. Hey, man. I heard everything I needed to hear. I loved it. Hope you guys did. So, man, until next time, make sure you guys stay blessed, stay fresh. Shalom.